Hello, and welcome to Henderson Hashtag. I'm your host, Kiana Waits, and here with us today we have a pre-nursing major, Lene Boyd. So, Lene, tell me how the nursing program works here.
Well, you can either be a freshman like me and go your 4 years and then take your licensure test and then go ahead and go into your field, or you can get your associates from another school and then transfer to Henderson to finish the last 2 years.
Okay, so are there any qualifications required in order to be accepted into the nursing program?
You have to have good grades, you have to be involved within your school, and that's all the qualifications they really look for.
Okay, is it really competitive in order to be accepted?
It is really competitive because there aren't that many spots in the nursing program because of the upperclassmen that are already in.
All right, would you say about how many would they accept? Do you know that number exactly?
I don't for sure know that number, but it's a very select few.
Okay. All right, so what are the classes required for the nursing program?
Right now, I'm just taking prerequisites like the Englishes, the math, the biology, biolab, chemistry, and chem lab, things like that. And then when you actually get into your junior and senior year, when you're actually in the nursing program, you take things like nursing as a profession and things like geriatric care and emergency and natural disaster preparedness.
So starting out, you don't necessarily get to take the nursing courses right off the bat. You have to finish prerequisites, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So are there any classes that you have now that are harder than others?
I would say that things like history and English are kind of hard for me because I have a predisposition to the sciences. They're kind of my favorite.
Okay. So what got you interested in wanting to become a nurse?
Well, my grandmother is a nurse, and she has been for at least 60 years.
Wow.
And she just recently retired, and hearing her stories growing up really led me to want to become a nurse.
So where does she practice at as a nurse?
She practiced in Pensacola, Florida. So lots of emergency preparedness that she had to know since it's so close to the coast, with hurricanes and tropical storms and such.
Right. So what hospital exactly?
She worked at Baptist.
Baptist, okay. My mom actually worked there too as a nurse, so it's actually kind of interesting. Did you ever get to job shadow your grandmother?
Not my grandmother, but there was an opportunity that I got my junior year to shadow nurses and doctors and other healthcare professionals in a program called MASH.
Okay. So what all did you do with that program? Would you mind elaborating a little bit on that?
It stands for Medical Applications of Science for Health, and we just got to job shadow surgeons, family practice doctors, nurses in our local hospital,
okay,
and occupational therapists, just to kind of see if nursing or becoming a doctor or surgeon was where we wanted to be with our career path and getting to observe them in their natural habitat.
Did you get any hands-on training?
We got our CPR certifications, basic life support. We did suturing, and we got to dissect some brains.
Wow, interesting. Have you had any lifelike experiences that you've gotten to use, anything that you earned?
Yes, I actually am a licensed CNA, a certified nursing assistant. And I worked in a nursing home for quite some time before I came to college.
Okay. Are you doing any practicing now with that while you're here in college?
No, I decided to kind of focus more on my education and then go ahead and then when I'm kind of settled into college, go ahead and start back with that.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds interesting. Well, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back to Henderson Hashtag. I'm your host, and with us today we have Lene Boyd. So, what do you plan to do specifically with your nursing degree?
After graduation, I plan to work in the nursing field kind of either as an ICU nurse or in the emergency room for a couple of years, and then I plan to go back to graduate school.
Okay. Do you have any options as far as graduate school where you would want to continue?
I want to go to UCA.
Okay. Is there a specific reason?
Just because I know that their graduate program is really good.
Okay. All right. Now, I know you said you want to go into work in emergency rooms and everything. Was there a hospital in particular?
I was actually going to stay here in Arkadelphia and work at the Baptist Health here.
Do you have any connections or maybe networking opportunities there already?
One of the doctors that I got to shadow in the MASH program actually works at Baptist.
Oh, interesting. So what is your favorite part about the classes so far, and what's your least favorite?
I would say my favorite part about the classes is the hands-on experiences that I get to have. Even though I'm just taking freshman classes right now, just the basic sciences and basic labs, I still get to, do more than I did in high school, and that's really exciting to me.
Okay. And what's your least?
Probably there's more reading than there was in high school, so I'm not too fond of that.
Okay. All right. So what made you choose Henderson over any other nursing program in Arkansas?
Henderson wasn't my first choice. I wanted to go to the college that was closer to me, but their nursing program was actually on probation, so I decided to come to Henderson just because I researched that it had a really good nursing program and recent developments and recent grants added to the program, which I thought would be really helpful.
Okay. Did you receive any grants for coming into this profession?
Not yet. I won't get those or be eligible for those until I actually get into the program.
Okay. All right. So what jobs can you get with a nursing degree?
You can do anything, within the nursing field. You can become a school nurse, or you could work in a hospital or nursing home. You could work at a psychiatric facility. Just anything within your scope of practice, and then advancing and getting your going to graduate school and getting your degree, the opportunities, they kind of, they double. You're able to work underneath a doctor in a practice, and you make more money.
Okay. So I know you said that the opportunities would double, so would you mean that you would get more opportunities as in getting a bachelor's degree or getting the master's degree?
Getting your master's degree.
What would be the difference between the two? What would be the better opportunities with the master's degree?
You get better opportunities because there are more options. Less people go to graduate school than they do with the bachelor's degree. More people. There are lots of nurses, but not a lot of nurses who continue with their education and get their master's. So there are more job opportunities, and then there's lots of doctors that need those nurses with their masters to work underneath them, or nurse anesthetists, or nurse practitioners.
You mentioned nurse practitioners. Can they have their own practice eventually?
They won't have their own practice. They'll have to be underneath the doctor, but it's pretty similar.
Is that something that maybe you looking forward to?
Yes, I definitely want that.
Okay. All right. Are there any other opportunities that you've been afforded since you've started your journey here at Henderson?
Not really that I can think of.
Okay.
It's kind of just been like a straight and narrow path.
So how would you say your semester is going so far with the nursing program?
I think that it's going really good. I'm passing my classes. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a student, and I feel like that'll really help me when I do actually apply for the nursing program within the next couple of years.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Henderson Hashtag, and I'm your host, Kiana Waits.